Hello, you guys. Excuse me. This is going to be your weekly twin flame, soulmates, soul connection, divine partnership, energy reading for the week of August 20, the 1st through the 27th, 2017. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. And this is going to be completely freestyle, this reading here that I'm doing. So it's just picking up on energies, nothing specifically. I'm just going to see how the week plays itself out. Okay, so the first row, I'm setting the intention that is for you to resonate with. The second row will be the person whom you may be dealing with, thinking about, inquiring about. Okay, so it could be interchangeable. It could be someone else that you might have met, come across. So not everybody's going to resonate with the whole twin flame soulmate energy, or there might not be the same person whom you were previously thinking or believing was to be your soulmate or twin flame, or who you thought you had that connection with. It could be someone different that now you're questioning. So it just, whoever you feel guided, you know, whatever your intuition picks up. So I'm just going to give you the cards, all right? So Divine Spirit, tune into the energy for this week for the viewer. Where are they at in this connection for the week? What are the energies that lie ahead for this week? These connections for the viewer. Okay. Okay, the person and the question, where is their energy for this week? How are they being affected? This will be the advice card. The advice card from the Romantic Angels. What is the advice? Thank you. All right. Okay, and this is the shared energy card. And this is the true love reading cards, Oracle deck. Thank you. Okay, I don't know if it came up upside down because I might have been shuffling. Excuse me, you guys. Okay, so the first row. So this energy represents the previous week. Okay, so the previous week you have the Five of Swords. So there was some challenge with communication. Okay, maybe even struggling. This is what I'm getting. That maybe you were fighting against something in relation to communication. So for some of you, it could be this way, that, okay, so you know that you need to either extend some communication, or you need to allow someone to reach out to you, rather than being totally stubborn and saying, you know, I'm not trying to hear what this person has to say, because I feel like there's a bit of dominance and power play here, like being overly assertive with your power, or just being very very stubborn. It seemed like just very stubborn in your ways, and like being spiteful, and you know, and it could also go the other way for the other person. I feel like both of you may be like, you know, on some games with each other, like, I'm not gonna be the first to say something, well, I'm not gonna be the first one either, you know, and it's that back and forth energy, trying to prove a point with this other person. And you could be doing this verbally with each other, or these could just be your thoughts that you both share or have about each other. It's the energy that maybe you guys are both picking up on, but definitely some difficulties in other ways with communication, maybe none at all, where you thought it was going to be communication, or how the communication went about wasn't typical. It was like pretty awkward, just weird, or just something just is just a challenge. Like, yeah, I tried to text this person, but it says that the number is no longer in service, or I try to call and that's no longer their number. People are calling and hanging up. I emailed this person and it's saying that their email is not available or something, or I emailed the wrong person. And it could have something to do with the Mercury retrograde, definitely. But one thing that I'm learning about the Mercury retrograde is it's not just a malfunction just because, these malfunctions that we're dealing with and miscommunications is because we never really had structure in those situations that we perceive as going haywire. Okay, so like travel plans, for let's say, for an example, with Mercury retrograde, typically they say be careful with travel plans. So say that you know that you have a seminar that you need to go to in 2 months, but you're not fully prepared. You get your ticket at the last minute or a couple of weeks before the seminar, and something happens, they cancel your flight, or you wait and then it's like your seat is taken by someone else, or just something crazy that happens. It's because you weren't fully prepared before the Mercury retrograde with this situation. So like my phone, I can use my cell phone for an example. For instance, like my phone, I'm not the type of person that has to upgrade my phone. Like some people, like they have to have the newest Samsung or the newest iPhone. I'm not that type of person. I'll upgrade the same version of my phone. Like I'm like that. I don't know. I just don't give a care, like all about that extra stuff. So as long as my phone's working, I can, I'm good with it. I'm comfortable with it and it works, and that's all that matters. But I knew I had a phone that was really messed up. Like the headphone was messed up. I had a messed up battery in one of my phones, and then during the Mercury retrograde, because I was procrastinating, I knew I needed to get this thing fixed for like a year. And finally, when Mercury retrograde hit, my phone, I dropped it on its face and it completely shattered to where I couldn't see anything. It was like all discolored. So it's things like that happen. It's not because it's like, oh, it's Mercury retrograde and things are just subject to fall apart. It's things that need to be fixed already, or things that you were not prepared for. You didn't prepare yourself for these things, and Mercury retrograde shows you that these things need to be restructured or let go of in some cases. And I feel like this shows you guys that maybe you never really had that communication. There was some sort of barrier there, and it's stubbornness, really. It's like there may have been some faultiness with communication. Like you weren't fully honest with each other. Maybe you didn't trust the other person, so you gave them a fake number, or you gave them an email that you don't really use, or you were sneaking around just only giving them your old Facebooks, and now those things are not going to work anymore. Spirit's like, that avenue is closed, because this doesn't have to just be ways of communication. It could also be the way that you're communicating with each other. If you guys were never authentic in the way that you communicated, then of course there's going to be some sort of barriers. There's going to be some blockages there as well. So that's what's going on currently, or the previous week of this week that I'm reading for. Okay. So I'm going to jump to them where they are with the previous week and this current energy that we're in right now. So the Four of Pentacles. So this person is admiring you from afar, and this is an energy that I've been getting. And if you look at most of the cards, that's what they're doing. He's watching in this card. There's people watching in this card. I'm sorry, excuse me. So definitely feel like the person is watching you on the low. This is an energy of I'm not letting go. It's a kind of like because he looks like she's asleep, and he's like filling her up, which is kind of weird in itself. Or she could just be laying back, relaxed while he's doing whatever. But I feel like this person, it's a possession thing, like your mind type of energy. I don't want anyone else to have you, or I'm not willing to let you go, even though there may be someone else. So if this is a woman that you're dealing with, for some of you, You're dealing with this woman who has a husband or has somebody else, but they're not willing to let you move on. It's like they don't want anybody else to have you. So they may be trying to gather your attention by, you know, something sexual. Like I'm getting like pictures or something. So that can go for you guys if you're dealing with a woman. In another case, I feel like the man is really like not stalking you, but it's more of spying and checking up to see where you are, not willing to let the connection go. It's kind of like here, it's there, you know, because it's the Four of Pentacles. It's that earth energy. So it's pretty much down in the ground. So I feel like there's a lot of admiration going on. There's a lot of sexual desires that are being suppressed or have been suppressed, and now they're coming up to the surface. It's kind of, I feel like it kind of catches this person off guard at the fact that they feel so strongly right now, because I feel like there's like a 360 within this person. It's not really a 360 because it's like these are things that were always there, but they're rising to the surface. Kind of like the Judgment card, like the dead awakening type of thing. So I feel like they're more aware of their feelings and what they want and their desires, the attraction, those types of things, I feel. All right, so moving on to the beginning of the week, you have the Moon card. And the Moon card, it's funny because obviously we have a full moon and it's the Leo solar eclipse. So this full moon is going to have an effect on the connection. It's like there's two couples here, so it could represent duality or contrast. I feel like in the full moon, it's like a portal that opens up for this connection or for partnerships in general. This is the sign of Pisces, the moon. But I'm getting like Scorpio energy. Sometimes I get Cancer with this because Cancer is ruled by, their ruling planet is the moon. But for some reason, I'm getting Scorpio energy. So I feel like this portal for this connection or for partnerships in general, it's going to open up a lot of like deep, dark secrets, okay? So, you know, it's going to show you that there's some mirroring here. Is what I feel like this is too. A mirroring of a desire or desires or feelings that are shared. It's going to be something that comes to the surface that shows this, that makes it clear. And they're holding up mirrors. I believe this couple is, and the other couple has a wine glass, and I feel like that represents cups. So like emotions and feelings, I feel like they're mutual and they're going to be revealed. I feel like you're going to see that there's some sort of mutual attraction, mutual love and feelings, or just mutual feelings about the connection. However you feel, that other person feels that about the connection. So there's some sort of mirroring going on. It's also contrast between relationships, especially for those of you who you both have somebody else. I feel like you're going to be comparing those relationships to this. Like you both will be doing this at the same time. Like you'll be looking at where you are in comparison to this connection. There's some, you know, something underneath the subconscious that's going on underneath the surface that I feel like you guys are going to see. Some of you might get revealed, or you might reveal the fact that you're in love with someone else, or that you've been cheating on your partner in some way. Because this is also about sex, so that could come up if there's some affairs going on. Also, and it's funny because here, this man is watching this couple do it, and they have the mirror, and they have this cup here, like with the wine in the mirror here. So I do feel like somebody's going to get exposed, or they're going to expose themselves purposely, you know, just for the fact that you want to tell the truth. Or there's this desire to have sex. There's a lot of, I'm going to just call it how I see it, a lot of masturbation, a lot of thinking about the other person, desiring to have sex. I feel like the energy of sex is very grand, which is why I feel like I've been guided to use the sexual magic card a lot lately, because I feel like the energy is very strong. And it's also a creative energy too. It's not just all about the physical act. I feel like what's really being desired is you guys are trying to come together to create an energy between each other, something that you're trying to create. But that's a whole nother topic. With the Five of Wands, this represents where the other person is in the beginning of the week. They have the Five of Wands. So they're trying to fight off this passion that they have. I feel like they may even recognize that their feelings or their attraction is mutual with you, or now they're finally seeing how you see them or how they felt about you. So I feel like that's a shift as well. Like, this is something that's totally different. But also, somebody's going to find out. If this is a woman that you're dealing with and they have a partner, I feel like this person's going to find out about you, or they're going to tell them about you. Okay? Because I feel like this woman is doing this because they're deciding to choose you. Okay? And it could be a lesbian relationship as well. So it doesn't have to just be a woman with a man. It could be a woman with a woman. And whoever her partner is, she's, you know, she exposes the truth, or she gets exposed or gets found out. Okay. All right. So in the middle of the week, we have the Eight of Wands for you. So the Eight of Wands is like that sexual energy really picks up. And I feel like for some of you, you guys could be communicating back and forth with each other, because this can be a communication card. It could also be a card of travel. So it could be some talks about meeting up together and, you know, to spend some time and expressing your attraction for each other, the sexual wanting to be sexually intimate. You know, it could be sexting for some of you, but I get that there is going to be some sort of communication in regards to hooking up or meeting up with each other, or some communication starts to move. I feel like whereas it was here with the Five of Swords, where it was all of this stubborn and very cold and resentful and kind of like competitive energy between the both of you with the communication and all of the things that are going haywire with that, I feel like it starts to move in a positive direction at this point, because the feeling, something is being reflected in the moon card, and this is a major arcana, so it's this solar eclipse is doing something to shift these situations. Okay, they have the Knight of Swords here in the middle of the week. So with the Knight of Swords, I feel like they're going to be very communicated. Like, they're going to communicate to you what it is that they want in this connection. They may even desire to take back control of the connection, and this is a masculine energy you're dealing with. I feel like they're going to be very assertive in what they want and from this connection, and what they want sexually with you. The feminine energy, I feel like if this is a feminine energy that you're dealing with, you could, or they could be just communicating to you how they want you to take more control of the situation. You know, allowing you to say what it is that you're looking for, what you want, what do you feel is best for the connection, that type of communication. But I feel like, you know, it's going to be an equal balance. I don't feel like it's going to be that power trip anymore between everybody trying to dominate the situation and trying to come across as the big dog, you know, and I don't want to be an underdog. I don't want to be the one that appears to be weak. So I got to play this game. I feel like that energy is going to shift here. I feel like somebody's going to be the leader, and the other person is going to be not a follower, but that person that is on the same team as you, and is that complement, you know, there's different energy, there's a different aspect that you both bring, and it works together, it can coexist. So I feel like you guys, somebody's willing to take the lead, and the other person is like, okay, well, I'm willing to go along with it, you know, as long as it works for us, it works in the best way for the both of us. With the Knight of Swords. At the end of the week, you have the King of Pentacles. So at the end of the week, I do feel like it will be that meetup for some of you. If it's not a physical meetup, it could be some sort of communication where this person fully expresses themselves, or exposes themselves, or expresses their desire to solidify something. whether it's solidify this connection or whatever they decide to solidify in their life, they're going to come at you very strongly and very mature. And I feel like you might be not on that same page, obviously. Like, it's like this, I'm telling you, like, I feel like it's a 360 energy. I feel like the roles are changing in some way, because it's like this person is all out and all up, like upstanding and straightforward, and then you're halfway there, or you just totally don't feel comfortable with it, with that energy. You don't feel comfortable with the exposure, or feeling like you're being exposed. Feel like you still gotta, you know, hide in some way. And especially if it comes down to the fact that you guys might have to, or you guys agree to have sex or something, you might kind of feel like you're wanting to backtrack from all of that now, because I feel like something happens to you emotionally at that point where you feel like this is too good to be true, or it's like, what's the catch with this, or this is not going to last, so I don't know if I should invest in this. There's a hesitance coming from your end, and the other person is very open. Okay. All right, so at the end of the week, they have the 8 of Swords. So they're going to feel this energy from you of being closed off, being all in your head, you know, over analyzing, overthinking things. And it might even come through the way that you're communicating to them. So they're feeling this blockage come from you. And it's kind of like they're thinking, should I even try, or should I just stop at this point? Is what I'm getting, because they're picking up on your fears and your self-consciousness with the connection itself, you know. And you could even be communicating that I'm not sure if I'm ready to do this. I'm not sure if I'm ready to meet up. I'm not sure if I'm ready to have sex. I'm not sure if I want to proceed with this connection. It's kind of like you might be backing up a little bit, and they're picking that up. So it's kind of like, I don't know what to do from here. Okay, so let's see what the shared energy is going to be this week. We have soulmates, okay? So, with the soulmate card, I feel like you guys are definitely aware, to some extent or some degree, of the connection. One person's more evolved, as you can see. One butterfly is more open and expansive to the connection. The other person maybe not totally on that level of awareness of what you feel or what you believe the connection to be. So just be mindful of that. There's nothing wrong with that. I do feel like there is definitely something that has flourished here in the connection this week. There's a lot of progression that occurs, okay? A lot of growth that will be pretty evident to you in this other person. Definitely, there's a lot of growth here. I feel like this person may appear to be different than what you expected, or different than what you remembered them to be. And it could be, in your perception, good or bad, but I feel like the roles have definitely changed. I feel like maybe now you're that person that they used to be, in a sense, you know, however they used to be. And usually that's a person in denial, or someone who's not totally sure about it, questioning everything, and the other person is like, well, I know, I'm sure what I want, and, you know, pretty on it. So there's something that's shifting, or one person's being more, you know, taking the initiative, and the other person is kind of stepping back, or just allowing the other person to take the lead, not in a passive way, in a codependent type of way, but in a way that, you know, it's their turn, you know, and you know, I'm sitting back and enjoying the ride type of energy. And then the advice is deception. Someone is wearing a false self, or someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. So a lot of things, especially for the third party situations, a lot's going to be revealed about those, okay? So like I said, some people may be found out that they're up to something, and it doesn't have to be that they find out about you. It could be that they were dealing with other people or something. Something about love triangles are going to be revealed, whether they're revealing themselves on purpose or they're accidentally being revealed. Mercury retrograde does it, Spirit does it, or you do it, you know. Also, there are things in the past that were on faulty grounds. Those things are going to be revealed as well. How you were in denial in some way, or how you weren't being completely honest with yourself and how you feel and what you want, who you are with this person, what they mean to you, them as well. If there was any lies in the beginning, those are going to be revealed as well. So the advice is for you moving forward is to be completely honest, because you're going to see that the connection, the communication is going to be kind of janky there. And like I said, it definitely has something to do with the Mercury retrograde, but also because there was some sort of dishonesty in communication, how it picked up, how it started, what your motives were, giving each other fake numbers, hiding, not trusting each other. So I got to give them this email, or I can only talk to them at this certain time of the day. You know, these types of faulty communications, and also not being real about who you are as a person and telling the truth about everything. All of that is being revealed. And I also feel like from now on, Spirit's telling you that it's your best bet to not wear any masks with each other at all. Be completely honest with this person and how you feel, even if it's uncomfortable. All right, so that's the reading for this week, you guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. I also hope that you got a lot out of it, clarity-wise, wisdom-wise. And if you're interested in your own love energy readings, I have a variety on my website that you can choose from. Specifically if you're looking for a twin flame soulmate energy reading, I will leave the link below as well in the description box for you to set that up with me. As always, you guys, I'm sending you much love, and until next week's reading, peace.